Okay, good afternoon and welcome to the third game of the weekend here. Back at Eden Prairie Center yesterday, I lied to you all, saying that we are done with home games, but I was quickly told after the game that that isn't the case. And this is our last game of the season here at the community center against our first time playing Bloomington Jefferson, who has maybe struggled a little bit this year. But the boys coming off the loss yesterday down in Mankato, they have something to prove this afternoon that was an anomaly, and we need to work hard despite competition and what the competition brings at us, because we have a bruiser coming up this week over at Pregame Arena against Minnetonka Wednesday night. So it's a good opportunity for these guys to go out there and play the best that they can play this afternoon to get warmed up and match the speed that they're going to see on Wednesday. So, a couple minutes here, we'll get started. Bloomington Jefferson versus Eden Prairie, Squirt A's. We'll see you soon. All right, sorry, just had to take a drink there. We are ready to get underway. Eagles wearing white on their home ice, moving right to left on the ice. And we are starting out first line, Decker, Stubbs, Wenkus, and Crosby Richards up front. And Dylan out of the gate, brings it behind the Bloomington Jefferson net. He curls back around, punches it over to Wenkus from the top. Wenkus fires a shot in right off the gate with about 20 seconds into the game so far. And the puck back out to Sarazine over on the near side corner. Sarazine backhands it out in front, and Dylan now gets clogged up on a stick. And Jefferson brings it back out to center. Back to Wenkus again. Wenkus now looking up ice to Stubbs. I said to Charlie on the way over here today, pay no attention to the speed that this game might make you want to play. You have to play at top speed as much as you possibly can to work on what you can work on for yourself and not just do enough for the game. And Rink can't hold it. Coming out a little bit groggy here, 4:15 afternoon Sunday game. They've been they've been sitting around all day here, and they just got to get a little bit of rhythm going in the first, find their footing. So Rink back over to Heller. Heller now centers it out, looking for Leo Berg. And now Rink and Bloomington come up the near side. Rink puts a body on him. Bloomington sends it far side over to the over to the far side of the Bloomington zone, the Eden Prairie zone. Now the puck back out to Dahl again. Now we start where we kind of left off yesterday, losing a bunch of sticks. Now Leo sends it up on the far side, trying to escort the puck up. Now Dahl swoops in from behind. He tries to drop it back to Leo, although Leo had left the station and he was tailing him. Now Bloomington sends it back out to center ice. They get a line change, and Henry Dahl comes in, shot off the pipe as everybody from Bloomington was on the bench, and only Eden Prairie was out on the ice. Bloomington got away with that one there. Now puck back out to center, and Dylan, DC we call him, regroups back in his zone. Pravatsky fans on it, trying to move back up ice again. And Bloomington's able to drop it down into the Eden Prairie zone on the near side corner. Now Dylan shoves it over to Skis over on the near side. He gets it poked away. And Bloomington, he goes back and nope, Skis goes back and gets his own rebound there, or his own puck. Now banks it up along the far side, in front of the Eden Prairie bench. And Mason tries to toe drag through a couple players and they pop it loose. And now Bloomington comes back up ice again. Stubbs, Rink, and Pravatsky battling over on the near side. All three of them couldn't break it away except the Bloomington guy. Now Stubbs comes up ice. He's beat everybody. Turns around, shot, and a save by Bloomington. Now a slap shot from far outside the point. Now Decker comes back, wide open goal. Oh, and he can't connect on that one either. Stubbs had two great opportunities to start out, and he came up with zeros on both. Now Rink pushes a guy into the side. He pulls him off the puck. Now he stops behind his own net, looking back up ice again. Now he sends a pass cross ice, stretch pass over to Declan Heller. Heller now chases it up on the far side. Dot puts a shot out there. Ooh, he centers it out again. He was looking for Richards, and Richards wasn't quite ready. Now Dylan fires a shot and score as Dylan just weaves through a whole slew of Jaguars to get the first goal of the game for Eden Prairie with about 8:20 left on the first, or in the first. Dumped in behind, or low from Bloomington. Now Eden Prairie moves it back up ice again. Heller not pursuing too terribly hard there, but puck winds up covered by the Bloomington goalie for a stop with 7:56 left as Eden Prairie gets a change. It is very important that these boys come with intensity here today. Bloomington back up into the Eden Prairie zone. They get it slapped away by Tristan Sarazine, who had a great game yesterday against Mankato as well. Sarazine finds Dahl up on the near side. Dahl goes down, shot off the pads from Volk, and Dylan's able to get the rebound there. Popped away again, 2-on-1, shot wide left. Oh, centered out in front again by Bloomington. And there it is, wide open in the slot. And Eden Prairie got away with that. Now they've got a 2-on-1. They've got Dahl back to Wenkes. Wenkes shot, he can't connect. And he slaps a stick down. Now we get a goal as the puck trickles in. Looked like from Leo, and so Leo gets on the board, and Eden Prairie goes up by 2 with 7 minutes remaining. Now Ben Pravatsky off the face-off, drives into the Jaguar zone down the near side. Jaguars now try to shove it back up on the near side here, and Pravatsky there for the stop, and puck is loose. Scramble in front, trying to vacuum it into the net. And Strube now playing a little soccer down low with his feet. Chases it from behind the net, curls around, centers it out in front again. Pravatsky there. Back to Rink. Rink fires one in there. Shot. Oh, what a save on the glove by Bloomington. Rink again sends one. And that hits a stick and deflected. And Bloomington covers with 6:17 left in the first period. Eden Prairie now starting to find their pace a little bit. Still probably slower than they would like. Now puck back to Sarazine. Sarazine drops one in there. Wenkes tries to connect. Now back out to Dillon. Dillon rockets one in there, deflected over the top of the net. Back out to Sarazine again at the point. Sarazine dumps it back down. Stubbs and Wenkes go after it. Stubbs pop it over to Wenkes. Wenkes looking out in front. And now Jaguars are able to clear it out to neutral. And they bring it into the Eden Prairie zone. It's still centered out. Oh, look out. And they sent it across the crease. Nobody there to answer that one. Sarazine in front of our net. Back up to Richards. Richards now brings it back out to neutral. And Eden Prairie blocks it and now holds it in the Bloomington zone. Stubbs now chases after it in the far side. No call on that. Looked like a potential trip. Now a bunch of just stick whacking going on over on the far side. It's what I call mite hockey, a little bit. And Bloomington able to clear it out. Sarazine over to Dahl, cross ice. And Dahl dumps it in. Back to Bloomington again. Leo off the bench, centers it out front again, and Jefferson goalie scoops it up before Heller can get a shot off. With 4:44 left in the first period. Here last night against watching a varsity game, went into overtime, Eden Prairie versus Edina. Heck of a game. Eden Prairie loses in overtime. 3-2, but that game had everything, man. It had fights, it had blood, it had grudge and grit. A fun game to watch as this place was rocking. Maybe a little bit more so than an average squirt game. Sarazine now takes it to the top of the hill. He's dusting it off left, right. Look at him go. And all that and nothing. All Swedish, no finish. Eagles try to work around the goalie there. We get a high stick on Bloomington. And we will reset down in the Bloomington zone at 3:55 remaining in the first period. Bloomington tries to clear it, backhand out at the point, holds it for Eden Prairie, and Pravatsky now chases it down in the near side. Rink gets into a battle, He retreats back, lets Strube regain his position. Bloomington now curls around behind their net. They try to work up ice. Pravatsky looking over for Wenkus, except there was a Jaguar in the way. Now Pravatsky again, backhanded, trying to backhand. Puck is loose, shot, and Wenkus taps it in for the third for EP. Rink chases in over on the near side corner, wraps around, now looks back up ice again. Puck back up, Wenkus trying to fish one loose, and Bloomington able to move it across ice. And they hold it again, down in the far side corner in the Eden Prairie zone. Now they send it out front, Rink is there to get the pass, he sends it back up to Wenkus. Now Wenkus takes it far side. Rink down there to recover. Rink loses it. Wenkus goes back and recovers. And he drops it back out to the point, to the top of the circle, and Dillon with that quick wrist shot launches one in there, and a glove save by Bloomington with 2:29 remaining. Back out to Sarazine. Sarazine fires one deflected wide right. Now Stubbs from behind the net. Backhand shot. Another shot by Stubbs. And that goes wide as well and deflected. Now back to put a point at Sarazine. Sarazine looking back down for Stubbs in the near side corner. Stubbs now back. Oh, he was looking for Dillon and forgot there was a Jaguar in the way. Shot on net by Bloomington. Comes back out of their zone. Bloomington now sends it and dumps it back into Eden Prairie. Sarazine picks it up with 1:43 remaining in the first. Richards crashes and burns down at the point, and now Dillon off to the races. Clears one, clears two, and Bloomington comes back up ice. Rink chops it over to Richards on the near side. Richards just dumps it off and he goes to the bench. Now Heller picks it up, intercepts, fires one in there. Heller back out to the point again. Oh, a bunch of slapping again as Pravatsky came streaking off the bench. Now Bloomington back up again over to the far side dot. They drop it back to the point and nobody was there. Just a phantom call, and Wenkus mounts a charge again, toe drags through, goes down, and everybody slides in with 51 seconds left in the first, as Wenkus wasn't able to get a shot off. Just would like to bring your attention to the Bloomington X-Bot Go, sitting next to me, doing its own thing. It's like Hal from 2001 Space Odyssey. Shot by Berg through traffic, and Eden Prairie gets their fourth. Sorry, Dave, I can't do that. I think that's what Hal said in 2001 Space Odyssey. We are approaching that world where the robots will take over. Are you ready for it? That's a conversation for another day. Face off after the goal. Rink now just drives up front. Now he curls around. He's got some space. Sends one through the crease looking for Berg, and they can't connect. Now the puck able to be held in with 21 seconds left. Berg now backhands it out to Dahl. Dahl gets it pried away by a Jaguar, and now they bring it up ice. Now they beat and to get through Charlie. for a save by Asa. I couldn't tell if that went in or not. Shot again at the buzzer, and Eden Prairie gets away with 2 good shots by Bloomington at the end of the period. Hoo boy. Got our photographer Rick Olson here shooting the game today. Look at that, working even between periods. Can't wait for the pictures that he pulls out. He's for hire, everybody. So, you know, if you don't have his contact info, shoot me a note and I will get you his contact info. So he is our resident photographer for Eden Prairie varsity and high school sports. We see him mostly at hockey, but I've seen him elsewhere as well. And he's got a good social media page as well. So thank you, Rick, for stepping in and doing that for us today. We can't wait to see the results. I hope you got the SD card in there. That would be a bummer. I've done that before. I've also had the lens cap on. And I've also not charged the battery in Europe and got about 5 pictures in a day, and then that was it. That was back before we had our phones. So now boys in white moving right to left. And Eden Prairie, fresh out of the gate, 8 seconds in, decides to ice the puck. Now Heller over to Pravatsky at the center ice. Pravatsky curls to the right over the dot. He's got Strub in the front. Strub gets a shot out. Puck is still loose. And the Jaguar just falls on it. Like he's just found some prey. Good hustle by Eden Prairie there. Kellen Strub at center again. Heller on the right, and Ben Pravatsky at the left. Strub sends one in there, fires one right off the pads. Puck is loose again, and Eden Prairie there just kind of chopping at it. Again, lacking a little fire in their belly here today. Just kind of going through the paces. Don't want to set a tone for Wednesday coming up against Tonka. I can tell you practice before Tonka is going to be pretty intense to up this pace and speed to where these guys are capable of playing. Pravatsky and Strub over in the far side corner. Try to move it in. Now Bloomington up the far side through a couple different players. Shot, and Rink picks it up. On the far side, curls around, back up ice again. He's moving all the way up. He gets poked away over on the far side, up against his bench. Now he centers it right into the skates again of a Jaguar. He picks it back up. He's got Heller sitting out front. Now Charlie goes down hard on the ice. And he's slow to get up. Meanwhile, the Jaguars, I don't know about that. Jaguars go up. Oh, look out! Asa giving it. Asa is giving Bloomington some shooting practice as he just let one sit out there. Now Dillon picks up loose puck, brings it back into the Bloomington zone. That little Mohawk centers it back out front again, looking for Richards. Richards deflects it. Stick was pointed a little bit too high. And now we get a trip. No call on that either, as these refs must have lost their whistle. And Dillon going to try it again. If at first you don't succeed, now he brings it back into the near circle, sends it back out in front. There it is. That's what they tried to do before, as Richards came in, adjusted that stick, and tipped it down. Nice pass by Dillon. Great shot and tip by Crosby Richards. Little jaw jacking going on down in front of us. Strube, Rink, looking for Dahl. Got it deflected by a Jag. And now Leo. Leo goes down. And Bloomington going to get a penalty. What looked like interference. So Eden Prairie now on a power play for 1:30. To the point to Rink. Rink dumps it in to Leo. Leo now from behind the net. Back out to Dahl. Eagles look sloppy. Rink now back, curling. Oh, he had Strube out front. And good save by Bloomington. Leo back to Rink. Rink chops it back up along the far side boards. Now Leo recovers it again. He's got Strube going to the slot. Strube can't handle it. Back to the top of the circle shot and a save with 44. On the power play. Now Decker got a lot of room, comes behind the net, sends it back out to Sarazine at the point. Sarazine pinches all the way in. Puck is loose in front again. Oh, Heller can't get his stick down on it. He goes down on the near side boards. Puck back out to center as Christian couldn't hold on to it. And we get an offside on Eden Prairie. Again, you win a championship last weekend, a week from today. And we got now 2 in the box. Eden Prairie 5-on-3 here for 23 seconds. Failed to mention that to you guys. Sorry about that. Not doing my job here today. A little sluggish on my end too. Dillon now through a whole crowd. Back to Sarazine. Sarazine fires one in there off the pipe. And it winds up going in. And Eden Prairie adds another. But you win a championship and it's kind of a letdown the following week. It's like, how can you maintain that level every game? That's a tricky one. All right, so 55 seconds left now, 5-on-4, back to the original power play again. Stubbs fires one on there, wide left. Sarazine charges in over on the near far side, half wall. And Pravatsky comes away with it at the dot, fires one in there, shot, save, glove save by Bloomington. And puck winds up in the glove on a cover 2 seconds after the drop. We will do that again. Now Rink just drops it in, rims it around to the near side. Wenkus there picks it up at the half wall. He now sends it out front again. There it is. Shot. Oh, Dahl just fans on it. I was saying last night at the game, there isn't a good call for a fan in hockey. You know, baseball or basketball, you got the air ball, you know, but hockey, I don't know. Let me know what you think. What should be a good call for a fan? Now Rink astutely goes back and covers the deep zone as a Jaguar came off the penalty box, out of the penalty box. Mason chases it over the half wall. Now Rink sends a cross ice, shot, and a glove save with 7:34 left in the second. Dillon able to keep it alive. Puck is elusive. Everybody's just kind of throwing their stick at it. Finally, puck back out to neutral again. Dillon now is under pressure here. And he goes down. And we're going to get a penalty on Bloomington. And they will find their way to the box again. And Eden Prairie will find their way to another power play for 1:30. False start on Bloomington. We'll redo this one. Dillon dumps it down near side corner. Heller can't connect, can't pick it up. Dillon now around from behind the net, and we get another call. And we'll move it out to neutral ice for the faceoff. Cue ball on the break finds its way all the way over on the near side. We're going to get another penalty here. Who's that one on? Looks like it's going to be Eden Prairie for a slash. And now Declan's going to find his way to the box. So now we'll go 4-on-4 for 1:03. And we'll coast our way down to the Eagles zone. With 6:48 remaining. Got a little conference going on over on the Eagles bench with one of the refs. That's what the delay is. We're good to go now. And a slapper off the faceoff, slow motion until Smith from Bloomington just launched one in there wide left. Now Dylan picks it up behind his own net. Puck is meandering out to Asa, and Asa says, I got it covered. And they kind of wanted to make sure that that was confirmed, but he had sealed it on the pipe. A lot of people dropping down, blowing tires today. I don't know if we have dull skates, as this is their third game in 3 days, or if the ice is bad from last night. I don't know, but the Edina Eden Prairie varsity game definitely was chopping it up here. So that could be one of the reasons. Now Bloomington plays with it. That's center ice. Now Decker goes in, latches on, no hook there. And Eden Prairie decides to fire it in for offside. We'll face off at center ice. Pravatsky now takes it far side through the hash marks behind the net. Centers out in front again, looking for Stubbs. Stubbs didn't have his stick on the ice, but he was interlocked with the Jaguar there in the crease. And they're going to call it on both of them really quickly. But she didn't let that one go too long. And Eden Prairie now dumps it down low. And Bloomington back up 2-on-1 on rink. Fires a shot in and a save by Eden Prairie. Rink off the face-off, curls back, gets clogged up back in his near side, far side corner. Now curls back up ice again, feeds it over to Wenkus. Wenkus now coming up along the near side. Berg with a shot wide over the left side of the net. Rink again, now back up to Berg, Hopper. And just over Berg's stick, Dahl chases it in. Berg on the backup with 4:32 left. Mason now back to Berg, in front to Dahl, and Dahl gets knocked over. And it's iced by Bloomington. All right, we got, sorry, I was helping out. Charger needed in the penalty box for the music. And so I was handing off a charger that I have. So forgive me for the brief interruption. 3:55 remaining. Richards already with 1 goal tonight. And we get another penalty, looks like, or a whistle. Oh, we got a stick caught in a skate down below us. Mr. English from Bloomington caught Declan Heller in the skates, snagged him, and we stopped play. He was just trolling, and he caught a Heller. And offside on Eden Prairie as Sarazine got the puck caught in his skates. All right, problem solved. We've got music for the remainder of the game. Well, that's a lot of usage there, Michael Strube. Running out of juice at 4:50 p.m. on your phone. Wraparound shot. Dylan sends one in 90 degrees. Now Crosby Richards tries to send one out front. And he's just negotiating a couple Jaguars. Kellen now there does a little bit of a dust. He sends it back out to Dahl again. Dahl with a shot. And a stick save by Bloomington. Now Sarazine again, back out front again to Dylan. Dylan wasn't ready for it, wasn't quite prepared. And now we get Bloomington back up ice again into the Eden Prairie zone. Richards, good push and good poke check by Crosby. And we're going to get a hook on Eden Prairie. So now Bloomington will be on a power play for 1:30 with 3 minutes left to go in the second. Eagles still up by 6. Bloomington trying to find a puck into the center. Takes it from behind the net, gets it slapped away by an Eagle, and now Wenkus comes up, center ice, curls around, tries to get some ground on him, curls behind the net. What's he going to do? Is he going to send it back out to Rink at the point? Rink sends it back down to Mason. Mason's like, well, no, I passed it to you because you looked like you didn't have anybody on you. Oh, and now Rink again gets beat. Oh, and a great save by Asa. Making Rink look good when he got beat again. And now a stretch pass up to Mason. He couldn't connect on that. And now here they come again. Shot, blocker save. Asa on fire today with a couple great saves, saving his defenseman. Back out to the point. Cross ice. Cross ice again. Ooh, one too many passes, and now it's a foot race. And Mason on the march. He gets it popped away. And Bloomington now chases it down behind their net. 6 seconds left on the Bloomington power play there. Stubbs chases him over into the far side. And now Eagles all square and full strength. Now Rink again pushes him wide. Puck back out to center. They get it over to the top of the slot. Now comes near side. And Eagles now send it back out. And nobody can catch a pass today. They wave off icing. Stubbs picks it back up from behind the net. Takes it over to the far side. Stopped. Now puck back out to center again. Shot and a save by Volk. And puck comes back out. No offside there. 35 seconds left to go in the second period. Eden Prairie playing like they got sand in their skates here on Sunday afternoon. And now we're going to get a penalty on Eden Prairie for an elbow. Ooh, the whistles have been, they found their whistles here in the second period. They kind of let them go in the first. And now they're finding them. 16 and a half seconds left. Eagles still by 6. Now on a penalty kill here. And a shot, bouncer. And Sarazine tries to bring it back up ice himself. Now finds Dahl, and that's going to do it for the end of the second. Eden Prairie added a couple. Heading into the third period, up 6 rip. And we may or may not make it to the end here. 5 o'clock on the real-time clock. So we've got 15 minutes technically to play 13 minutes. So that may or may not happen. All right, so the guys in white moving right to left again, Eden Prairie, for the final 13 minutes or thereabouts. Starting off third period with 4 guys on. Continuing the Stubbs penalty. And right out of the gate, shot by Wenkus and a glove save. Now Bloomington tries to move it up ice, gets it caught. It hits Christian's skate. Shot off the face-off. Shot backhand on the big rebound from Asa. And there goes the shutty as Bloomington gets one. Now Wenkus picks it up at the red line, brings it in over on the far side, gets it poked away, chases it into the far side circle. Leo Berg there to help out. Now Berg assumes the battle. He continues to get burdened over behind the net, back to Rink. Rink now drops it back to Wenkus. They can't pick it up. Now it comes back out to center ice. Rink there again. Rink just dumps it in. Chip and chase. Except Henry Dahl only chasing as Eden Prairie now cycles through a couple players on a shift change. And they bring it back up ice again. Rink now up to Dahl at the red line. Dahl back to Strube. Strube backhands it back to Dahl again, but Dahl had left. Now Dahl again down low. We're looking for a couple options there, surveying his options. He decides to send it over to Dylan at the half wall. Now Dylan ran out of some creativity. He circles back, gets it again. Now he goes through everybody. Look out for the stuff. Here it comes. Shot. And no goal. And saved by Bloomington. Strube does a couple twizzles right at the dot and falls down. Now pops away with the puck again. Tries to jam it in there. Puck is still loose. And Bloomington able to bring it back out. Now Bloomington with some speed comes up along the red line back into the Eden Prairie zone. Gets it poked away by Tristan. Tristan now tries to shove it back up ice again to neutral. Strube on the march. Tries to pull it through a couple different players. Pravotsky picks it up, centered back out in front again. Good play by Bloomington defense. There to whack it away in the crease. Now over on the far side, they send it back up to the middle of the ice. They're able to keep control, Bloomington is. And shot and wide right, but Volk put his glove out there anyways. And so that'll be not a shot. Scramble in front, Asa there just being a dam. And now Mason tries to send across ice, a little bit behind. And Bloomington chops it back in over to the far side corner. Bank pass back over to Rink. Rink now centers it back out to Decker. Decker up on the near side, tries to move it to the center. And the puck winds up back in Eden Prairie. Well, no, back in the Eden Prairie zone. Rink chops at it, sends it back up ice again. Whoa! That one had the makings of a goal there. Everybody's out of sorts. Puck back out in front again as Eden Prairie just struggling dearly here. And finally a penalty. Finally a penalty on Bloomington. Ends the madness that was Eden Prairie trying to clear it out of their own zone, and nobody was in the right spot. There was a bunch of acrobatics going on. You know, if that was in beer league, there would have been about 8 different muscles pulled from about 4 different guys. Sarazine to Dahl to Berg. Now Berg down, tries to chop it in, leaves it for Dahl again. Dahl back out to Sarazine. Sarazine back to Leo, goes over, pops over Leo's stick. Now Leo goes down, shot out in front. And Bloomington tried to clear it, Eden Prairie there to block it. And now Leo enters back to the zone again. He's got some space, back through again. Centers it out, shot. Oh, they had Heller there. Puck is still loose. Heller was not ready to receive that one on the rebound, or on the puck wound up going his direction. I don't know if it was intentional or not. And a good back check by Dillon there to recover. And he punches it over to Tristan Sarazine. Now Berg again, gonna try it. Dillon's ready, Berg's ready, and Berg didn't have the angle. Now Dillon again, back around the point, shot over the top. And now Sarazine with it. Sarazine all the way up. Brings it back out to the top. Dillon looking for it. And son of a gun, Eden Prairie can't connect on that power play. And now a shot over the top, deflected by Volk. And Strube off the bench. Now giving it all he's got back up into the Bloomington zone. 6:57 left. Drops it off for Wenkus. Wenkus shot and a goal with 6:54. Good play by Kellen and Mason there to put some pressure on. And that showed a little bit more intensity. Oh, there it is, look out. Again, defensive collapse on the Eagles. And now Rink sends it up ice to Mason. Mason coming in again. He's got Pravatsky trailing, fires a shot in there. My God, that thing almost went through the glass. But just as quickly as that happened, Bloomington back up ice again. Again, puck is loose. It's just Asa and a Jaguar. That is a new children's book that just came out. As defense was far back, and Bloomington finally finds the goal again as they take advantage of Eden Prairie's defense there. Now Heller sends one in, bouncer, there it is, shot, scored. Stubbs on the rebound, driving to the net. And Eden Prairie gets that one back. Bloomington tried to center through the slot. They cleared it all the way through. Now Eden Prairie brings it back up to neutral. Sarazine chops it ahead for Heller. Heller dumps it in a little bit further. It's like a relay race. Past the baton. Now Bloomington back up ice again. Eagles look like they just got out of the hot tub today. You know how you feel when you get out of the hot tub? Just not quite right. And puck again through the crease. Volk there just pops a stick on it. Now Sarazine again from behind his own net. Under pressure by Bloomington. He continues the journey. And a shot and a glove save by Asa. In running time, 4:52 left in the third period. And we get another whistle. And that'll do it. That's the game. Like I said, I don't think we're going to make it the whole direction. But we timed out with 4:18 left. So there you go, folks. Eagles win 8-2. And go 2 out of 3 for the game this weekend. Or for the games this weekend. We will be back at it again Wednesday from Pregame Arena for an ultimate battle against Minnetonka. And Eden Prairie is going to have to find a ton of inspiration here between now and then and elevate their game. But they got the job done 8-2 at Eden Prairie Community Center. That concludes the 2025-26 season at Eden Prairie. Now we are on the road from here on out. It looks like, unless we sneak a scrimmage or two in here. But as of right now on the schedule, that is it. All right, so enjoy your Sunday. Eagles take it 8-2 at Eden Prairie Rink 1. We will see you Wednesday night from Pregame. Get ready for a battle. Have a good night.